Hi everyone, welcome to Megan's Creative Arts. We are going to be learning this new little stitch. It's a fun project. This is actually going to be the length of your project. So as you can see, I'm still working on mine. It's not very wide yet, but this pattern goes by the length. You probably could make this be the width and see how it goes, but we're going to stick with the pattern today. I am getting this pattern out of an old book. It's called Birthstone Afghans, and this is by Carol Pryor. I will try to find this on Amazon or something. We're actually going to be doing this green one. Here is the actual page, what it looks like, and I will type this out for you so you don't have to try and pause it to try and make sure you're catching everything. So as always, I'm going to be doing a sample for you. I'm going to just use some extra pink I got from a previous project. So we're going to start with our slip knot. I like to have a little bit of an extra tail to weave in at the end. Now, again, this is for the length and not the width. So it's going to ask you to chain 249. Now, I usually do a little longer because I like to be covered up from my shoulders down a little past my feet, but you can make it as long as you would like. I'm just going to be doing a sample, so I'm not even going to count my chains today. We'll just get as many as we decide we want in here. But again, for the actual pattern, you'll do 249. This is basically a one stitch pattern, so it's really nice and easy. You do have to pay attention sometimes, though. You can make mistakes. I certainly have. Alright, so I'm just going to go with that. And we're going to double crochet in the 6th chain from the hook. So we don't count this little loop. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to put our double crochet in there. This double crochet is now going to be called the post because you are going to be creating your stitch around it. So I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to yarn over, put my hook around the post, yarn over and pull up a loop. So now I have 3 loops. I'm going to yarn over and go through 2. I'm going to do this 2 more times. So I'm going to yarn over, go around my post, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2 loops. There's 2. Yarn over, go around my post and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So now we have 4 loops. I'm going to yarn over. I am not going to yarn over. I am going to yarn over and skip 2, 1, 2, and go in my 3rd chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and go through all 5. So this creates the post for your next stitch. So we'll do it again because this is literally the only thing you're doing. So we're going to chain 3. I'm going to yarn over and go around my post, which is actually your last stitch here. little leg, you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, go around your post, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and one more time, yarn over, go around your post and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. We are now going to skip the next 2 chains, 1 and 2. We're going to yarn over and put our hook in the 3rd chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So now I have 5 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 5. That is the cluster for this particular stitch and pattern. So again, we're going to chain 3. We're going to yarn over. This last little leg of your previous stitch is your post. We're going to go around it and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, go around your post, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and one more time, because 3rd time's the charm. We're going to have now 4 loops. We're going to skip 2 chains, yarn over and go in the 3rd chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2, then yarn over and go through all 5. So you can see how quickly you can start to go through these once you get into a rhythm. I'm gonna go a little faster now. I want to get to the end and show you what to do. So I'm going to skip these 2 and go in my 3rd. Now, since I happen to be doing this one in pink, you could change this into a baby blanket style. Make it whatever size you would like. I was just recently going through all my daughter's blankets that I had made. I don't think she has this particular style. Might be the one pattern I didn't do because she's got around 30 blankets. That was my form of nesting. Alright, 1, 2. We're going to go in this 3rd one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I always feel that the first row is kind of the hardest, just because I'm sitting there counting all these little chains. I'm just pulling out a little more yarn for myself. 1, 2, and we're going in this one. Now if this wears your hands out, I do recommend getting the more ergonomic ones, and I do have one nearby. These ones are really nice. I usually will use one of these instead of just a straight metal or even plastic one. These ones do fit your hand a little better. You're less likely to get hand fatigue. Got the 2 and 1 more. Looks like I can get 1 more in here. Again, I did not count my chains when I started, so you will probably have the right number of chains when you end. I have an extra. If you have an extra, I just go through both, and now it looks like I don't have any. See, I don't have an extra anymore. All right, so now we are all the way across. Looks so pretty. So when we turn, we're gonna chain 3, turn, and you're gonna double crochet into this last chain 3 space. That creates your first little post. So again, all I did was chain 3, there we go, and then I double crocheted into this last chain 3 space. So I'm gonna chain 3 again, and then work my cluster. And this will all be written down below if you need to reference it. Here we go. Now we're just going to work the other way. So chain 3, do our cluster, and then we're going to use the next chain 3 space to work our next post. So chain 3, I'm going to go around our post and pull up a loop and then pull through 2. We're going to do this 3 times. When we get done, we're going to have 4 loops. I'm going to yarn over, go into that chain 3 space from the row below, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through 5. And that finishes out our cluster, and this is all we are doing for the rest of the blanket or whatever project. This would actually probably look cute as some sort of vest or sweater. I am not going to figure out how to make a sweater out of this. That is not something I am really able to do. You can see how beautiful this pattern is. And I want to get you to the end of the last row, because the last one's going to be just a tiny bit different. We're going to chain 3. And I hope everyone's enjoying this. I'm trying to give you new ideas for different projects you might be interested in. If you do, please hit that like button and subscribe. And if there's a certain pattern or stitch you're interested in, please let me know and I can see about trying to make a video on that one for you. My husband calls this my kneading time, because we have a couple cats that like to knead a blanket. He calls this my kneading time, because it's very calming and soothing for me. This is how Mommy winds down. If you see me just my hands disappearing, I'm just pulling out more yarn. I have mine in a ball. When I get done with a project, I usually just like to wrap up any leftover yarn in a ball. Alright, you're almost done. 3. Alright, so we're at the end of the second row. And to do the last stitch, you're actually going to use the row below to wrap your post around. There we go. So it's a pretty quick stitch. It just depends on how long you decide to make it. There we go. So again, chain 3 and turn. You're going to double crochet in that first chain 3 space, and then chain 3 and start working your clusters again. And that first double crochet is going to be your new post. You're going to be wrapping around. Here we go. All right, and then again, you're just doing the new post in the chain 3 space from the row below. And there you have it. So I'm not going to show you the edging, but there are 2 rows of edging and options for a fringe if you want fringe on your blanket. I'm not a fringe person, so I don't put fringe on mine, but it is a very beautiful stitch. I've done a few of these. I don't have any because I tend to give them away. But I will show you some more patterns in the future. And again, this one will be written out below. If you have any questions, please let me know. But thank you all for showing up and joining me today. Bye.